I'm your daddy.
I can be smart when it's important.
I'm your daddy. I'm
sorry to this
I'm your daddy.
Welcome to Daddy Dailies, a podcast hosted by Not Your Daddy's Films. On a film set, dailies are sent out after a shoot day so you can see the work in progress. Daddy Dailies are conversations that go behind the scenes so you can see what work went into the process and be better armed to succeed in the industry. Daddy Dailies, hosted by Not Your Daddy's Films.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Daddy Dailies. I'm Vika.
Hello, I am Carly.
And we are your hosts and two of the founders of Not Your Daddy's Films. We are here today with Reagan Yorke and Jillian Smith, who are creators turned directing duo who have started a wave of online filmmaking after founding their production company, S&Q Films, reaching an audience of over 300 million impressions while sharing every step of their journey behind the scenes. You may recognize Reagan from social media, where she takes her followers behind the scenes of studio feature films and popular TV shows. She interviews actors, directors, artists of all kind. Her past work includes shows like XO Kitty and Wednesday, Tron, Rookie, and interviewing no-name directors like Quentin Tarantino. Jillian is an Emmy-nominated actress, director, and content creator who built an audience of over 5 million followers with her makeup and transition videos on social media. Jillian is also recognized for her role on Nick News, for which she received 2 Emmy Award nominations. Reagan and Jillian are here to talk about how they're bridging the gap between traditional filmmaking and the digital era, using social media to connect with like an online community, an in-person community, and like-minded filmmakers. And we're so happy that you guys are here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, those intros.
I know.
What? So nice for having us. Yeah.
We're so happy you're
here. I mean, we have not enough time to ask you all the questions we want to ask you, but I think let's jump right in. Okay, we are going to start with social media. Of course. You guys have utilized social media so well, capitalizing on the opportunities to catapult your careers in the actual film industry. So we would love to talk a little bit about that and how you approached it. Like, did you have a strategy going in to building this? Did it just happen? Did something go viral? How did this, what's your strategy here?
Yeah, it honestly kind of just happened.
Yeah.
Like for our very first film that we did, we were just getting behind the scenes footage, basically. And then I think it was on TikTok that we started. And then we just like kind of post some like little edits just of us basically showing the process. And people, oh my God, people loved it. And we were like, wait, this is fun.
Yeah, I think it was also our obsession with like BTS documentaries, and because we both loved like seeing those BTS things, but we didn't see it really in like a way that felt easy and accessible, like anyone could do it. And so when we first filmed, I just remember us being like, oh, this is for our documentary, but we weren't filming a documentary. We were like, what are we doing?
I know.
It was just like a joke.
I remember at first we were like recording horizontal.
Yeah,
we were like, wait, so like
everything.
this is for the documentary, right?
Because we were like, who's gonna watch this? But I think we started with cinematic short film or short form videos, and none of them did well. It was like 10 views, 12 views.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's fine. Like it was just an outlet to like post our work. But I think once we started posting the like weird moments or us like not sleeping, staying up all night, like those vulnerable moments, it started getting like some traction.
Because it's the real of it, you know? People
Yeah.
want to
Exactly.
see the less polished thing. But what you're saying really reminds me of having DVDs and VHSs growing up that, well, I guess not VHSs, but had the DVD menu with like the behind the scenes and the making of.
Yeah.
And you can really only find that like on YouTube now, unless you have a DVD player. So
Yeah,
it's
cool.
so true.
No.
Yeah, we're obsessed with it too.
Literally. That's like, yeah, no, it's so fun. I remember the first video that went viral too. It was basically about our story, which like, again, at first we were just posting like the finished product, you know, the final perfect, whatever, not perfect, but like the videos like, you know, that we would shoot on. And we did like this kind of our whole story of us just, you know, the process and everything. And that, I think that got like 5 million views or something. Wow. And we got like 50,000 followers. We were like, oh my God, people love seeing this.
Yeah. Did your individual following follow you guys to your like joint effort?
Yeah, that honestly took a while, I think, because we were kind of secretive about our like film account to our personal pages because they were so different from like being that film unit.
Yeah.
But I think the first time we got like comments on a film video, it just meant so much more than anything else we had posted because it was like on our work and it was like so different to get any form of validation on that.
Yeah.
And so we were just like, it was really like fun for us to just build from there on and merge, slowly merge
Yes.
it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
did slowly
No,
happen.
we literally have like screenshots of the texts of us being like, oh, should we make like a film account and just
Yeah.
like post, and then us
Yeah.
like naming it S&Q Films too.
Yeah.
So it's like
Totally.
it's crazy.
This is very similar to like our experience to making Not Your Daddies and making Daddy Dailies. You know, every step of the way we're like, should we make like an account? Like, should we? Do people care? You know, but it does. It really seems like you can make something really amazing, but people do want to see who is behind it. And I think like showing women making things, the messy, the gross, the like not sleeping, like it's just
The effort.
the effort and like how much we care, you know, like that just hasn't been shown. And it's so exciting that somebody could watch that and be like, wait, maybe I could do it too. You know, like if they can do it, I can do it. Or like they seem like somebody that would be my friend.
I think that's the good and bad of social media in general is like the parasocial nature of like.
True.
But like in this way, I think it's super positive because you guys are sharing the parts that a lot of people don't want to share of like what was hard about it or what went into it or like where did things go wrong, where did they go right, all of that. And people get to live vicariously through you and then, get inspired to make stuff. So how did you two find each other?
Oh my gosh. This question's always funny because we have like such a good story for it now. But basically, Jillian's roommate was one of my close friends from VidCon like 4 years ago. We met,
cool.
so social media friend. And he brought her as a +1 to an event. And it was like a comedy event.
Yeah.
And we were wearing the same outfit, but like opposite colors.
But it was like reversed, so it was like that Spider-Man
Yeah.
meme. where you're like,
for
wait.
sure.
Literally, it was so weird. And I'd never seen Jillian before. And we're both from San Diego. So weird full circle thing there. But after that, I think we just started talking about cameras.
Yeah, we were just talking about film, and then I think like, and we didn't know each other at all.
We
but
did
like,
not.
it was like the next day, basically. We went out with a camera till like 5 a.m. just like through Malibu, through like the streets of Hollywood.
Actual the streets, like we were laying on
Yes.
the road and
No,
we were like
so fun.
cinematics.
Literally.
Yeah, it was fun. It really was one of those things where we just like clicked immediately on like the creative side, which was weird because we both hadn't like touched a camera in a while, but it was kind of in our background of like we always loved it but didn't know how. And I think I remember when we first filmed, we were like, this is filling a void that we like didn't know we had.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that still is the feeling today of like
Totally.
it's that void.
If we're like not actively working on it, we're like, something feels missing. We're like, we need to be doing it.
We can relate.
I feel like this is like a reflection.
I know,
like
this
the
is
same
actually
dynamic.
so weird.
We are not
is
good
making
at
me really
sitting
happy.
still. What do you remember what films like got you into filmmaking? Like what was something you saw where you were like, oh my God, that is speaking to me on another level, or just inspire me to be like, wait, I can do that?
That's a good
do you
question.
have-
I mean, I feel like the ones we bonded over initially were like Whiplash, Damien Chazelle. We were like obsessed with that for some reason.
That's a panic attack in a movie.
It is.
Oh, it is.
It is. But we like were obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know. It was
good.
just like a weird connection to it. There were a couple.
And I know for me it was like Interstellar. I remember because also the score in it too, Hans Zimmer. Like I'm such a I love my soundtracks,
Yes.
but oh my God, that movie like affected me so much, and I was like, wait, I would like love to be able to do that basically. But that I think started it all for me.
Do you have a background in music, or you just like have always been drawn to the soundtracks and the storytelling
I've
through that?
always been drawn to it,
Yeah.
honestly. Like the past 6 years, Hans Zimmer has been my top listener on Spotify.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with that.
Like
Spotify
yeah.
Wrapped.
Yes, no, it's coming up too. I think.
You're probably at the very top because she listens. Like we went on a road trip once, and the entire time was just soundtracks, and we were like in the middle of the desert listening to like it was like Kung Fu Panda or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so intense. I get it. Like she introduced me to
So
that.
niche. It's so niche.
But it's really good.
I've gone to Joshua Tree with one of my best friends from college a bunch, and anytime we enter the park, she makes us play the Jurassic Park.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Which is so epic as you're driving past all these like beautiful rocks. It's great.
Yep. Yeah,
You just feel like you're in a
need
movie.
that.
You guys met, you bonded, you filmed stuff together, and then you, the company is a year old, right? Approximately?
Probably
Yeah.
close to 2 now.
Two.
Oh,
Yeah.
two. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you've made several shorts together. So how has your working relationship developed as you've made things together? Like, do you write it together? Do you, like, how do you, you're a directing duo, which I think is unique. Like, people do it, but it's different for everyone. So what is your process?
Wow, I think it has really grown in the sense of like our confidence together. Because in the beginning, we started with like a 48-hour film festival for our very first one, and we didn't even know if we could like submit and call ourselves directors. We were like, what does that mean? How are we able to claim that title? Like, it felt weird.
Yeah.
And I think slowly through like discovering our style together, it's like we both like we'll never let someone have an idea and be like, it's not good. I don't know.
Yeah.
We always make each other
If
say
anything, it's always like, let's push it further. Like, make it crazier.
It's low-key a life hack for that because it's like the self-doubt immediately gets shoved aside with us. And so it's like, even if it's a bad idea, we've had many bad ideas. We still do.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, that part has grown in like confidence-wise and like us getting more experimental.
Yeah. No, I feel like each film we do, like especially this most recent one, which we're in post-production for, it's like we're getting closer and closer to our style. So that's been so exciting. And we do everything too. We do like writing, producing, basically everything.
That's like how we started too, you know, just
Yeah.
sort of like guerrilla style, being like, well, gotta get this done, so I'm gonna have to learn how to edit too, you know. So that's really amazing, you guys. Congrats. I think like just the fact of like just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you're figuring out as you go, you're developing your style, like having that permission to grow. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was part of the magic of not really knowing the film or the steps and like how much work it took. Because not knowing that, we just full sent it and then we learned as we went. But
Right.
looking back, I'm like, we would have been way more scared if we knew the amount of work we
All
were
of
getting
the
ourselves
steps,
into.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
these
Everything.
projects together were the first films you'd ever made.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I think when I was like 13, I did a documentary, but it was like a student film festival.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's so
But
cool.
yeah, this was like the first narrative or like anything that is called a film.
Yeah, so it's been kind of just like figuring everything out
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like we're like, okay, we want to get these shots, like we want to do this, and it's just as we go.
But you guys were doing social media before this too, right? So it is like you've been practicing storytelling for a long time, just sort of in a different way.
Yeah, essentially, because it is social media. You know, it's like telling a story, especially in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been so fun, you know, with our journey, just kind of combining those worlds and then sharing everything online.
Yeah.
It is. It's almost like 2 layers of stories too when we think about it now, because it's like even in pre-production we're thinking of our BTS and like what stories or content we're getting. So it's like 2 at the same time. It's kind of like Project Greenlight of like when they do those 2 teams and
Yes.
show like the film and the BTS. But yeah, it's interesting.
Can you talk a little bit about just like the differences between when you go to create content prior to making the shorts versus when you go to make the short film? You know what I mean? Like, are there certain similarities or certain differences that are really different when you're launching into making that content versus short?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's kind of just us like recording everything,
Yeah.
essentially setting up our phone, flipping the camera, showing, you know, what we're doing. So that's, you know, we showed the whole process of pre-production in that way. And then also when we're on set, there's like BTS footage of us getting BTS. It's like
Almost like a
Inception.
doc
Yeah.
where you go back through and you're like, we'll use this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly that. It's literally like just a brain dump doc where we just like have a ton of ideas in the beginning and then basically whatever the theme of our film is where we're like, what's the audience we're trying to connect to, who would really feel this, that kind of like also alters what content we're going to edit together at the end, I think.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's so cool.
And for the
fun.
approach for like each short has been different topic, but like when you are you also like, okay, we're gonna have a brainstorming session and we're gonna brain dump, or like how do you start the process for one of those together?
I think it essentially was that. It kind of was like brain dump. What do we, you know, like sometimes we like to start with like a certain thing, like, you know, like a scene that we want to do or like
Okay.
somewhere that we like, because I remember for our first one, we were like, how sick would it be to get like underwater shots?
Yeah.
So then we kind of like built a whole story around it. So we kind
fun.
of starting with that, because I think like, initially looking at, oh, I have to write a whole script. That's like very intimidating. So we just start from like what we know, what we want to do, and then kind of build it around that.
We are such visual people too.
Yeah.
That like, and I think it's easy when you're in a duo to start visually than with like a specific storyline, because both of us equally like connect to what we're doing. So I feel like it's like rather than just throwing in a whole pitch and being like, oh, let's do this, and then you can add ideas. It's very much 50-50, like per image what we're doing, and then both of us separately will connect to it in like different ways. But we're also so similar that it's pretty easy
Brain
to
merge.
connect to
Yeah.
the same topics, because we're like we're
Yeah.
kind of living the same life in weird like alternate ways. But
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
Are there
fun.
other like differences between the two of you that really help? You know what I mean? Like I feel like with us, it's like we're so
I feel
so
like I know what you're
similar
gonna say.
and so different.
Yeah.
But like the differences we found between especially the five of us are what makes our whole company tick. It's like that's the special. You know what I mean? Like are there certain differences that you guys each bring that you're like, thank God we have each other for this?
It is a puzzle piece, I feel like, seeing like you guys work that way as well. It's like there's always, and you figure it out as you go. But I think it's weird. We kind of both like hyperfixate on different steps.
We
along the
do.
way.
Yeah, it's like a trade-off, and sometimes we don't even have to like talk about it
Yeah.
too. It's just
Yeah.
like it just happens. And
Yeah.
Reagan has like a background in film school. I have a background in acting. So I think that
That is,
also,
yeah.
you know, brings like different perspectives to it.
Yeah, it's like different sides, because even when we're like thinking of how we're gonna approach our actors or like casting, Jillian was really helpful with like knowing. We went through so many tapes that like she was so good at knowing the differences, whereas I was more like about thinking about the more practical elements. I don't know. It's kind of like opposite sides on that, I noticed. But yeah, it's
But
helpful.
that's what's like fun about like every film we make, we discover more
Yeah.
of that. Like
Yeah.
especially this most recent one, we feel like is the most like representative of
Of your-
our style. And what we
Okay.
like.
Wait, can you tell us what it's about, or is that
Yeah.
I know we haven't really talked much about it yet, but
Yeah.
it's basically about being in your 20s and having all of these paths, but also feeling like you're not in the right one because you're comparing yourself constantly. But in a more simple way, it's basically following this girl in her corporate office job, and then just her realization through these different paths and characters that she encounters, that, you know, like her life is worth like customizing in that way of like different routes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's actually, yeah, you killed that.
I just wrote the log line on Film Freeway.
It's
So I'm like,
fresh.
okay, yeah.
No, but yeah, essentially it's just like your 20s. That's what we wanted to like show, especially like post grad in a sense too, where it's like not, it's like after college, you know. And
Yeah,
it's
that like
just-
lost. Well, it's not lost, but
But in a sense,
it
it's
is.
like, yeah, no.
well, I just want to be. I
all
was like, is that
lost
rude
time.
to say?
No,
No.
no, but that's like what, and I
that's
feel
how
like,
I felt.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's like, we want to feel seen too in that sense. So
Yeah.
we're excited to like,
Yeah.
it's been fun and very like, I don't know, just resonating the whole film.
It sounds
you know, with
cathartic,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like even when we came up with the idea, we were like, is this important enough to like make a whole story about? And then we were like, it is, because we relate to it. And like there needs to be
Yeah.
stories that like I feel like big producers would not cling to, but it's like it's personal to us, and like in this format, it's so nice to just be able to tell something we fully resonate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Nicole and I just interviewed Alex Heller, who's also a writer, director, producer, all the things, and she said something that's kind of stuck with me, and feels like what you're saying too, is that when we're making shorts and indie films, features, we need to remember that we're not these big studios and approach it that way, because there's like a special sauce that can happen when you're scrappy like that, or when you're approaching it from like, okay, I know someone else might not touch this story, but it's important to me. And I think that has been cool to like really pick out from the filmmakers who submit to us, and then also to like just stuff that I like watching. But you were just talking about casting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like from what like the research that we did, you have a really big community on Patreon as well as on social media. Is that where you go first to like cast and crew up your projects, and like how does that work for you, and how is that community? I mean, let's start with like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me ask 5 follow-up questions.
No, my brain was ticking. I was like, okay, this is, yeah. No, this is good. Yeah, our Patreon is a more new kind of like a meeting space for all of our supporters and
Yeah.
people interested
Like
in
a hub.
film. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a hub home base.
And for those who don't know what Patreon is, like, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I guess it's almost like a community home base online, like a website that has group chats, it has postings. It's kind of like almost like a college board of
Like a
it
message
feels like a
board.
school.
Yeah, totally.
It kind of does feel like that school club vibe, which we like because it feels personal.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people in it are like film students or people trying to get
cool.
on their first sets.
Yeah.
So we have like a board on there that's like opportunity board, and we post. We're kind of just like a network of indie projects that need people to be on set, either casting or crew, as well as our own personal projects. So we just
cool.
throw in like everything into that space and just
Yeah.
kind of rotate different opportunities.
So members can post their projects as well.
yeah,
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Okay, what's the
Mix.
Patreon called? So if people are like, oh my God, I need that.
Yeah, so it's just S&Q Films. I believe it's patreon.com/SQ Films.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
It's fun, and the casting is fun for us too, because on our like personal projects we open it up publicly, so it's not just on Patreon, it's
Yeah.
like everywhere. But Patreon is like a constant casting where there's other opportunities every week. Because we were like, we wish we could cast every week with
Yeah,
our projects.
we always
just
wanna be on set.
physically can't. Yeah, so it's like a way to be in that network is cool.
But yeah, but for like Reagan said, like our personal projects, like we do the big open casting call.
Yes.
And this past one was crazy. We
Yeah.
got a lot of submissions, and people were like posting too on TikTok and Instagram like their submissions, and we did like a little hashtag like I think it was like
was
SQ Film
cute.
Casting, and it was like, oh my God, it's just crazy.
Is it just the like? Do you two do every single piece of this? Because this is so many things. And I know that because we do so many things
Yeah,
too.
but there's
and
five of
of
us.
us,
Yeah.
and people think we're crazy, but you guys might be crazier.
You guys are hosting these wild events. I'm like, I can't
No,
even
oh, you're right.
fathom.
Everyone's crazy.
I'm like,
here.
you guys are
It's fine.
insane.
But like, that's amazing.
true.
You know, like doing all of these different pieces and running the Patreon and being active on the Patreon and being active with your community on social media. Like, that's a lot.
It really is a lot, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't feel like work. And
Yeah,
I think when
I was
we're
gonna
like
say that.
almost missing the pre-production era, it's like Patreon feels like pre-production because I'm putting
Yeah.
other people's projects through the pre-production phase.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Totally.
both like supporting them in their phase of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is really just a lot of caffeine at the end of the day.
I know, Zoom calls, 12-hour Zoom calls.
Yeah.
It's
Lock
only
in.
like looking back that we realize like how much work and hours like we
Right.
put into it, because I feel like it's easy for us to go like, oh my gosh, you know, this just happened.
Yeah.
Which like in a sense, you know, like luck is a part of it, but we definitely like we put in so many hours
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it is a full-time job, and I think people like have this notion that like social media in itself is like, oh, whatever. Like it's not whatever. Like
No,
even
it's a lot of
it
work.
is so much work. Like the hours are there, the reps are there. Like you guys are not fucking around here, and I hope people understand that. Like it's
down the
amazing.
barrel.
Do you understand how much planning? You know, it's like it's really amazing, but it's like that's what films are made of. Like it's just gonna be this forever and in bigger and bigger scale.
Yeah,
it's
I
really
think
exciting.
that what you're saying kind of leads me into your like a question about your process, because and maybe why it works that it's the two of you, because when you're doing social media, it's all you, right? Like, I mean, and of course, even when someone's hiring you, like an outside studio to do something, like you're still generating everything. Like, they probably give you a brief sometimes, but I think that is a lot of work. And I don't know if you guys get this because of the amount of followers you have, but I literally, like, on my personal TikTok, just like look at stuff, and I constantly get videos that are like, this is how to build your content, and this is how to build your following. And I'm like, it's the same advice every time, and it's to be genuine and post often and be really committed to it. But I think what I have learned from watching the people who I really enjoy their content is because I connect with them on some level, be it that I think they're funny or like they've got good like advice on life or makeup or whatever, but also they've got a point of view. And I think that's the piece that translates so well to filmmaking, is that you've had developed a point of view with like just your phone and maybe like I don't know, some small tools, but then that can be really helpful. And I'm monologuing now, but I just mean like, I think that restriction is sort of like a black box theater. Like it's like you've got no props, you've got no whatever, and you make something, a whole new world in that space.
Yeah, yeah, and that was like our first film, like the 48-hour ones. Like we just kind of went into it. It was just
Which one was that?
It's called Wait.
Okay.
So that was throwback.
It's so funny because we always bully Wait, but like it was our first project and it was so like guerrilla style. Like it was us and a DP and like two actors
and two
in the
actors.
desert.
That's it.
But yeah, I think the POV thing, breaking through that like professional looking space and showing professional stuff through an iPhone lens, for some reason has translated really well. And I think it is like just Snapchatting our friends when we're like, that's how we feel on the S&Q page.
Totally.
And I feel like that energy is like something that we don't ever overthink. And I feel like that's part of the tips and advice would just be like you're saying, like just be yourself in that sense.
Yeah. Like that personable content. Like you're so like on the money with that. And I feel like even now more than ever, like people just want to follow people that they can like relate to, and then it's like, oh, you are a real person, and like this is
not perfect.
Exactly. So that's why we show all the ups and downs, you know, like the not so good parts of, you know, production and different things. So I think that people really resonate because of that.
Yeah, it's also us just like freaking out because we love every step. So I feel like people are always like it looks unprofessional, but we're like having so much fun.
Yeah.
That I feel like that should be normalized.
We can't
of,
help
like,
it.
Yeah.
Like that's what people are doing anyway. You know what I mean? Like filmmakers know that it's exciting.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's okay for us to celebrate and like be normal in front of like, this is what it is.
Yeah,
It is. It's crazy. Each step of the way is insane. And like, but you did it.
Exactly. Yeah. Somehow.
Wait, did I see a video that you guys did your sound mix, like where they did Oppenheimer?
It was coloring, but
Coloring,
same studio. They do all of it. But
What was that experience like for you to do coloring in like a professional space?
Coloring is
Oh
so
my
exciting.
God.
Dude, it's like we could
Changes
live in
everything.
that cave.
Oh, we know. We literally
So
said
bad.
that.
Yeah, it was really our first time in a professional environment, though. Usually we do like Zoom call coloring. So we were like, just to learn, we're gonna push ourselves and like have this whole experience, even though it's a short film and it's like we just want to pretend.
Yeah.
But you're not even pretending. Like you're
Right.
straight up doing it.
Yeah.
It's just that.
It is. No,
It
it's
is.
so
It's
crazy.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got to like sit in like a little mini theater room and like watch it on the big screen too. Oh my God. When we saw it, we like walked in and it was like on a frame and we just lost it.
No, we're like so dramatic, but in the best way. Like you're saying, every filmmaker knows the feeling. And
Yeah.
it's like, especially when you've been working on it for so many months and you like finally see your brain like on the screen. Yeah, but it was it's cool to know that like Christopher Nolan does that exact process. And it's like kind of, we vlogged that whole part because we wanted to like separate that divide as well of like these massive studios also do this same thing, but you never see it.
No, you
But,
don't.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Well, I think a lot of people don't even understand quite what that means. Like, I think our audience probably primarily does, but for the people who are maybe embarking on their first film, like I know when I made a web series in college, we were shooting it raw, of course, and it didn't have a color like great. Sometimes when you shoot stuff, you can see color on the back of the camera, but it looked so flat, and I was like, oh my God, is that what it's gonna look like? Like I didn't understand that it was shot. Like, what am I trying to say? In log.
Like
No, totally.
Yeah. And so once you go into color correction, you're seeing like the pigments come to life. Before that, it's not grayscale, but it is really muted. And you almost get used to seeing it that way. So I know the first time I saw my most recent short, I was like, oh my God, it's so ugly. And I don't like it. Like, why does it look so crazy?
No, that was us because it's like when you look at it in that format for so long, like in that, you get so used to it. So then when you have like a color grader, like you put a LUT on top, you're like, that's so saturated. Like that's so contrasted.
Like, is that what the color brown looks like?
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
It's a test. We also learned just so much doing that in the studio. Like we constantly were asking people for tips or like their experiences because we're like, it makes you respect every person's like job in the role of post-production when you see that level. And I feel like even the tip from our colorist Phil Beckner, he's awesome. He was like, definitely put the log or the
The LUT, I
LUT,
think.
yeah. I was like, not log. The LUT on immediately as you're editing, so then you're not completely shocked when it's time to color. I
Because
guess.
he said he works with a lot of people who are like, you get so used to it and like, you know, how you've been seeing it. So it's, we always try and like, we're very, you know, we're not trying to be, oh, you know, we know everything and all this. Like, we're asking questions all the time. And so we
That's
try
how you
and,
learn.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
from
And I do
school.
think that this is what new age filmmaking is. You know what I mean? It's not such a secret anymore. Social media has opened the doors. Like, filmmaking is different. It's changing.
Yeah. I'm really curious your opinion because you have done this transition into making longer form content from social media. I know you both have a background. It's not like Reagan and Jillian have just only done social media. You were literally nominated for an Emmy, you know, like, and you've been on all these professional, like, huge budget sets. I'm curious about two things. One, for both of you, were you able to take something from that experience into your own work that like you think everyone should know? And then the second question is like, what do you think social media affords artists that like a more traditional path might not, in order to like Curry comes to mind. Curry Barker, his movie Obsession is coming out. It's a horror feature and it's getting like incredible reviews, and he's a former YouTuber. And like, yes, he made a short on there and stuff like that, but also like a sketch channel. And so similar to you two, was able to develop his voice and now has this feature. And I think I'm just really curious about this pathway versus like someone like me who's really gone, I guess, a more traditional like assistant path to getting into a writer's room and learning that way while also making things on the side. But there's just no run way to do it.
Yeah, that's a really great question because we
You mean the
constantly.
4 questions I just asked?
But it's also interesting. I mean, truly, like, there's a lot to discuss here.
It is. No, it's a great topic because we're constantly balancing, trying to figure out the balance between like us as filmmakers and creators.
Yeah.
And it is a thing that some people don't trust creators with that type of
Like
work.
content creators.
Yeah, content creators.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just not, I think it's very new. And so it's hard to like understand that the film isn't going to look like a YouTube video.
Right.
And it's like a different art form in the way it looks and feels. But I think our standpoint on it is really taking our profile as like a portfolio and like making sure people are not putting ourselves in a box of like we can't show our personalities and it has to be too professional.
Totally.
But it's just a way to like embrace this new age of filmmaking. And I think especially with people that just don't have the way in through another route, it's like very accessible. If you have an iPhone and just want to share your work, it's such a great way it's worked for us of that route.
Yeah, and it's just figuring it out too. Like, you know, if you have a goal and like, you know, like we did, we just wanted to make films. It's like, okay, figure out what you want, and then you'll just kind of take it step by step, essentially. And yeah, I know for me from social media, I like learned how to edit from social media. So like with my transition videos, I used to edit on the TikTok app, but then I started using like Premiere Pro, After Effects, started doing some like VFX stuff. And so that helped so much in like the filmmaking side, which it's like, I almost didn't see. I was like, okay, how is like social media, like my experience with that going to help, you know, with the filmmaking side? But it's like, I didn't realize like how much work I've, you know, put into the social media side that it's actually like paying off in a sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like slowly discovering that.
It's what you were saying earlier. It's like getting your reps in. And I think I've heard that from a couple friends who have put a lot of time and energy into content creation, that specifically editing. It's like you know what's possible, because I think if you don't have the film school background or your experience is mostly watching things, sometimes it can be hard to dissect what is what. Like what is practical, what is CGI, what is, I mean, that I feel like is kind of obvious, unfortunately. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, totally.
And I also think that filmmaking, like, it really is a technical medium, but if you understand storytelling and like you guys clearly have such good instincts and like that's working, then you can learn the technical stuff as you go. Like anybody can learn how to be a director. This is like what we have always said as like in starting our company. It's like just trying to like force more. It started with just our friends, but like more women to get behind the camera, check it out, try things, because like you can learn. You know, you might not be great at it, but like, or you know, who knows what you'll love. You might love editing and then like end up being an editor. You might whatever, but yeah, exactly. It's like you can learn.
Yeah, and I think it's like knowing going into it, like you're not gonna know what to do, essentially, like, because that's how we, you know, that's how we started. And so it was like really nice, like being a duo and like having each other to kind of like help each other throughout that process. So that's like another reason why we're trying to show all the behind the scenes and show that it is possible. And that like, you know, people aren't born directors. People aren't born great directors. It's like, that's like one of those things you just have to do.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah, I think that's just so well said. And I'm curious if you saw, like, just to the other part of the question, being like at Nick and being on, I don't know, like talking to Tarantino, were there things that surprised you or that you didn't like that you learned from in those parts of your careers?
Yeah, that's a good question too, because I think we always just realize how lucky we are to even be in these positions and like going to film sets, and it's almost like a shadowing role where I can just hide in the corner, and it's like my favorite thing that I get to do. And just watch people I look up to direct and their styles, and you get to see what works on different film sets and those personal moments that usually you would never see in like a BTS reel.
Right.
But I think it's really helped us even understanding those bigger productions and how they run, because it's like we would have never known. I always come back with Jillian with notes, and I'm like, dude, you should have seen this crane. Like, I didn't know this existed.
That's what we do with each other too.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
The first time I saw a car rig, like a really like
right?
elaborate one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
This is so
It's
genius
crazy.
too for like you guys getting access to these sets. Like it's so hard to get shadowing gigs. Like but you get to be there. That's the beauty of social media.
And you're offering them something, you know,
Yes,
which
right.
is the
That they need,
promotion.
yeah.
And did you find, because like when I've been on sets, they can just vary, like going to anybody's house for dinner. You don't know what the vibe is going to be. Are they usually excited to have you there, or is I guess you probably, I don't know, can you talk about that?
I'm like, they hate it. No, I'm kidding.
Who was the worst?
No, I think it's been the last year I've gotten to go to different types of sets, whether it be like a more kids show or Tron, which was more of like an established, serious production.
I just remember
Yeah.
Reagan like texting me about like how crazy that set
I
was.
was freaking out.
She
'cause
was
that
like,
the
"There's two
first
different
one.
shots going on at the same time and like different
I
locations."
was like, how is
yes.
this possible? Because it also is inspiring though to us knowing that like, because sometimes we're hard on ourselves of like, oh, our shot doesn't look like this example, and it's like, well, we don't have these massive pieces of equipment.
Sure.
And so it's like it's easier to be easy on ourselves with knowing these things exist and knowing like what we can look up to, or it inspires us. But I think it depending on the set, the energy is always good though, because I definitely, with this type of position, it's like a read the room role where you really have to just be like a fly on the wall until you understand the dynamic. Because my position is like very much the least important of like getting the shot. Like I'm just there to record it.
But in a sense, it's like so important
Yes.
because marketing,
Right.
Like,
And that part.
3 months after the shot, it's very important.
And
Then
it's
they're
like the
"Where's your
most
clip?"
important thing ever.
Yeah, so it's fun to be able to be like a part of that and help like see the directors being passionate about their work and then being excited seeing like that content come together. It's just been really fun. I feel like it's been good vibes, and it's like
great.
merging what we do in just bigger formats.
Thinking about marketing is so interesting. Like filmmakers with marketing already on their minds. Like you guys have already been working with brands, like working with studios, marketing departments, you know, like thinking about like has that influenced the way that you guys have been making shorts too? Like especially with like product placement with brands, you know, like there's a lot of money and stuff there. And then what's your guys' experience with that?
I think what we like to say is like we're kind of in a sense promoting it from like the first day of pre-production because we're like actively, you know, showing our audience every step. So then by the time it like comes out, it's like they've gone along with the whole entire process
Right.
of it. So
It's almost as satisfying for them as it is for us in that really rare way. Oh my God, I can't talk. In that rare way of them seeing the beginning steps and like understanding how much work went into these certain moments. And so it's a rare thing that I feel like we just have like a big group that's rooting for it at the same time, which is like the best feeling. When it comes out, it's just like that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to making your stuff, are you self-funding? Are you like drawing on the brand deals and stuff like that to make your art? Or is it like via subscriptions with Patreon, if you don't mind talking about it?
No, this is like one of the hardest things in filmmaking. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you get these shots even made?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that we've learned with the funding, it is all self-funded from us split, but a lot of that fundraising comes from us doing like collaborations with like either like Aperture,
Shout out Aperture.
shout out
Yeah.
Aperture, or, like,
Aperture.
it's very much like those most expensive moments doing trades of like we will help promote in that sense, and like we can like be a team and all of us can be a part of this like same production. So I feel like that was our biggest saving grace of like
Definitely.
working with brands along the way.
Definitely. Yeah.
And was it easy to pitch to them like, hey, we're making this, like, and then we're also kind of doing this behind the scenes like docu-style stuff as well? Was there a moment you were like, saw it click for them, like, oh yeah, we want to be a part of this with you?
I feel like, yeah.
I think Aperture has been there for us since like the beginning of our films. So I feel like they reached out initially to do like a one video with like one of the lights, I believe. And then we kind of turned it into this thing of like, we have a better video we could try to do. So
That's why it's good when like brands are super open, because again, it's like this is still new, especially I feel like for film brands too. Like they're not super like used to promotion that way, or like content creation, collaborating with creators in a sense. So it's been fun. I will say we sent hundreds of cold emails though, and we got rejected.
like 99 times.
Yeah.
And it partially is because we're learning how to make decks, and we're learning what works, and it's hard to trust us as a duo when we only had one film out. That was like, didn't need any of those things. So it is very much like learning from those rejections and being like, okay, well, next time we're just gonna pay ourselves back like in 10 years and be in debt. It's fine.
Exactly.
I think that's really
It's fine.
It's fine.
that's really good advice.
Brands. Hello.
Brands, hi.
Hey,
I think it's really good advice because you could have easily given up and been like, nobody is saying yes, so like maybe we try a different avenue. But I do really believe if you keep at it, whatever it is, like doesn't even have to be this industry, for long enough, a door will open. Like you just have to keep knocking, and that is amazing that you now have this great partnership, and it's like you probably got to work with stuff you hadn't used before, and like that makes you better filmmakers, and all of the stuff, like it all feeds into each other, which is very cool.
It is like a loop almost, where like it all kind of circles back and helps each other. So with like the content creation side, the filmmaking side, it's like it is all like very intertwined and connected. So like with the marketing, so
And half of the shots that we even tried to do in our last film was to learn. So it is like that whole mentality of like we don't know what the equipment's for, but like we're gonna test it out. Like on our last one, what was the really tiny lens we used?
I usually remember.
I know
it.
you're really good.
It's
at
like
this.
is it a Pro Blends?
Pro
Pro
Blends.
Blends.
Yeah. So we shot like these miniatures. And it was all just to learn.
Look at you guys. I'm like so proud. I feel like like you better work.
It was
your miniatures.
Oh my God.
You better work with those miniatures.
Right, we
It's
tried.
just trying.
Yeah.
It was a lot of trial and error, but like it was just to learn. And I feel like in this early films, it's like, why not just try
just
your
go
best.
for it.
It's
You think a shot's cool? It's like
I really love hearing that from you too, because like I mean, I had heard of you through the film community, and like you guys have a great like reputation for your personalities and just being like kind and whatever. But when I see somebody who's got like a ton of followers, I'm like, oh, they figured it out. Like they already got it. And because I'm like, oh, like that seems like it's opened so many doors, and it has, but it's also nice to know that you're still figuring it out. And I think that's true to your point of like, oh, Christopher Nolan does this too, goes and through this same process. I don't know if I have the correct words for this, but something we've been sort of circling around in this conversation is that idea of like, no one knows how to be a director. And I do think specifically as like women identifying people, I find it really easy to be like, oh, I could never, you know, and that's not my personality. But if I see like CEO, I'm like, what does that even mean? And it kind of feels like director is the CEO of a set, and that one day I'll have all of the skills and the knowledge to have that job. But it's like, you can do it now and not have it all figured out. And that's okay too.
I really think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't like prepare in a sense. Like, you can't like expect to, you know everything going into it. Like, you're just not going to. But like, that's what makes it so good, because it's all a learning process.
Yeah.
Like everything you do.
We literally have quotes on the top of all of our docs, and it's like, this will be the worst film we'll make, but at least it's like happening now. And it's just like, I mean, it sounds so mean, but it's like to take all the pressure off.
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, we just want to be on set.
Yeah.
And like, no matter what, every time we're on set, we're going to learn and become better in some way.
And it's not going to be perfect.
No.
Things are going to go wrong. Things have gone wrong.
Things
but
always go
They're
wrong.
gonna go wrong in the biggest sets too. Always,
Right,
every
right.
second, every day. Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
that is validating too, seeing those moments go wrong on like these
my
massive
God.
productions, and you're like,
Right.
wait, okay, I need to take a little pressure off of myself.
And how those people handle it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I think what you were saying about being a fly on the wall and like my job is the least important job here is it's just, I bet, gives you the best observation skills, and also a lot of directing is observing other people and how to put a good team together and how to like communicate with not just your actors but every department. And so I think being able to read people, listen to people, not be the one who's always talking. I've never learned that, but
I love it.
You don't need to learn that. No, come on. We got a lot to gab about.
Like, we have
you know what I
microphones for a
mean?
reason.
Yeah.
that is like a really great skill set. Just, and like, you know, both you having the acting background, we both have an acting background as well. I think being one part of the process and getting to like sit on set when you're an actor and not in a scene is one of the most beneficial things to me when I've been on set as an actor.
Yeah. You just have to watch. And I just want to say, like, I think you people out there, take away that like these women are so brave, and it just takes us continuing to like encourage each other to be really brave. You know what I mean? And now, like, why am I gonna get teary? But seriously, you know what I mean? Like, it's brave of you guys to be like, you know what? I do not give a fuck if it's perfect, but I'm gonna keep learning.
Yeah.
And like, that's exactly what we want to bring a voice to with our podcast. You know what I mean? And beyond, and our events. You know, so there's like, I think, I hope that that's what everybody out there takes away from this. And I think we really have to wrap up, which is
We do.
crazy.
Yeah.
Should we do a hot take like so quick?
We should do a hot take really quick. I do want to ask what your future plans are for S&Q.
Oh my God.
We got big plans.
It's like, who goes first?
I know.
I think our main thing is we want to make a feature film, and I feel like that's always been in our brains, but it's like we're slowly getting all of our tools together to do that. But yeah, we definitely want to just keep making films, build a community, and like offer way more opportunities and positions, and
Yes.
build
I
a
love that.
team,
Yeah.
because we see what you guys are doing too, and we look
Yeah.
up to you guys because
It's
it's such a powerful team, and teamwork
symbiotic.
is so good.
Yeah, it's so uplifting. Like,
Yeah.
you know, each other. So
And
yeah.
even from our last film, we just realized how important it was to have our ADs. We
Yeah.
never had ADs before. And we were like, this is
they
life
are-
changing. Yeah, and it was like, when you find the right people, it really is just like you learn from everyone you work with. So we want to just build out S&Q in that way as well.
And keep that community aspect
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
doing our open casting calls. And we
It's
got
very
all of our
cool.
crew too, like from us doing like Google Forms online, like through our community. So it's just like making it open for everyone.
And I think the feature film like goal is because we just want to be on set for like 5 months at a time.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, we are obsessed with it, and we're like, we can't just keep going to set for like 2 days and then waiting so long to make the next.
know.
So I think it is just like our main passion is just being on set and
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah.
we're so lucky to even be able to do short films. So we're
Yeah.
just happy to be here.
No.
I love it.
I love it too.
Can you each give us like a hot take?
One ready.
Yeah, if you guys. Oh wait, do you have one?
You
have one ready?
Ooh, she ready.
I feel
Yeah.
like
No.
wait, Jillian,
Go
go
for
for
it.
Give it
Well,
to
I don't know
us.
if it's like that hot of a take.
No, whatever.
But
it can
it's
be
okay.
random.
It
Mine
can
is
be-
so random.
It can be tepid.
It's just okay. It's kind of like what we've been talking about.
Devin takes it so personal.
Oh my god. But cell phones on set, I think they're good. They're fine as long as they're on D&D. As long as they're on D&D.
I thought you were about to say bad, and I was like, Jillian.
Because that's like everything we do.
You're like, that's what we do.
Yeah. And also where it's like we let our crew and stuff, you know, and actors
Right.
take like behind the scenes footage and like all that. So yeah.
Has it ever gotten in the way of like being filmed on camera?
You know, one time I think there was someone's BTS camera in the frame, and I was not mad about it because I'm like, you were doing a great job. You're close up to the shot. Like, I know people get so mad at people for being in frame, and I'm like, thank you, you're there.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, because I feel like I have fear on set of being in the shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like usually it's never a problem.
No.
It's like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
We had like a clip on the last set of like us flipping the camera, and there's like 20 cameras like facing
Yeah.
us, and I'm like, how many like we booked more BTS than crew. I think.
They were like so many on our
That's
call
amazing.
sheets.
We were like, get more
That's
lunch.
amazing.
I think it can
Yeah.
build camaraderie too. Like if
Yeah.
you're doing, when I was working on SWAT, the cast loved making videos together. They would do like lip syncing or like silly pranks or whatever, and they had a really, really good time with it. So
There's
as
so
long
much
as it's
chilling.
fun.
It's like you gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Wait, also though, maybe negatively, I just shot a TV show where there are a bunch of prop phones that there's like a social media girl that's on the show, recording the show within a show. We were like, ooh, we have all the prop phones. Like, let's look and see. And there was so much BTS on there. I don't know if it was all for the show or not, but it was like the most spoilers. Like,
Oh no.
and that show is so NDA'd. Like, so we were like, like this person's gonna be, and we were like,
Carly, we're gonna have to censor you in this.
It's like a gold mine. I think
Exactly.
it's trust is the main thing on our sets of like everyone's
Right.
there just to vibe and like promote and like
Yeah.
help
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So it's like we just let everyone film everything and
Yeah.
it's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, NDAs, that's scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you'll figure it out. Okay, hot take for you.
Oh
Reagan.
gosh. I feel like it's not bad to be a night owl because I feel like everyone's like, you got to wake up early for the grind. And I'm most creative at like 3 to 4 a.m. It's not good. It's probably not great.
No,
been
but
there.
that's like that is
when all of it-
pre-production.
We
That's when
have
we're writing
the
Is
most-
that true for you too?
Yeah.
Oh, you're both night
Yeah.
owls.
We're
Yeah. I think our most enlightening moments come at like, remember we stayed up all night and then we finally understood what the film was about. at,
Yeah,
like, 5
because we weren't
a.m.
even overthinking it. It got to the point of like,
It's kind
oh
of
my
like
God.
a weird, like zoned out mentality that like gets you into another space. It's probably sleep deprivation, but it's fine.
I
Yeah.
was like SNQ, sleep deprived, and quirky.
Yeah. Wait, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Exactly that.
I love it.
Yeah. Are you guys like night owls or morning? Or?
I'm a morning.
Okay.
I'm a morning.
Okay.
I am a morning. No,
I'm
not.
a morning.
I'm not.
That's-
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm. You know what? I'm a like a both. Like
Yeah.
I actually think that like my peak point of the day is like 2 p.m. and like 2 p.m. and then staying up until like 1, and then getting up at
Yeah.
like 8.
Yeah.
Like that's my
Yeah.
perfect world. Like then I
still
think
haven't
that's me.
figured out my system really. I'm mostly a writer, and I love my morning routine. I'm like, I want to go work out. I want to make like really good coffee.
Yes.
I want to like,
Oh yeah, Vika is up.
Yeah, you are like the
She's
perfect
up
morning
in the
person.
morning.
I'm awake.
We're awake from the night before.
Yeah,
still
we're
8
still
a.m.
up.
It's like when we had to instill office hours for our company with each other.
Yeah, because I was like, and it was like everyone's like, I'm asleep.
Case is super early too. Case
Yeah.
is
You're
up
talking
at,
to
like,
yourself.
6.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
wow.
anyone, okay. But anyway, we've
That is
learned.
hard. Yeah.
But yes, I think that I've sort of trained myself because I have primarily worked like a schedule where I have to be at the office from like 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever. And I'm like, but I need time for me. So whether it be at an office or writing, I'm like, I'm gonna like give myself my time, and then I really get into a zone, and then I'm like, I got a little treat, I got a little break, you know?
That's very healthy. I feel like I'm proud of you for
Yeah,
that. It's
sounds
probably not
great.
healthy what we do, but it's like it's only for a certain amount of time. It's like
Yeah.
post-production, pre-production.
It sounds like it's working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Working.
right.
You
If it's
do.
working, it's like
Celsius.
keep doing
Jillian's
it.
obsessed with energy drinks.
Ooh,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Ooh.
I am. I am.
This Nicole's our Celsius. girl.
Wait, can I go because I think yours is gonna be better than mine, and
No,
we should
mine
end
is
on a
so
good
random.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
We just got a good one.
Look,
I'm like, mine's lame. But I've been watching a lot of like spooky season movies, and a lot of those happen to be 90s and 80s films. Like I absolutely love Death Becomes Her, Hocus Pocus, Practical Magic, and not that modern films aren't great, they are, but I think there's a quality missing from a lot of like streaming films that they don't feel lived in. And I think it's the production design and maybe being on location versus being on set. Like when I think of Practical Magic or like Witches of Eastwick, the house that they live in, like you know every drawer in that house like has like something in it, and like the door squeaks and this whatever, and like I think a modern movie that does it really well is like To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Her bedroom is incredible, and Wednesday's bedroom is incredible in a totally like stylized way.
So yummy.
But some of the stuff, like I'm not gonna shade any movies, but sometimes I'll like put on something on streaming and it looks exactly like the last movie I watched on streaming, and I'm like, hire a production designer and have a conversation about the point of view and like where your character is coming from, because I feel like that's missing, and it's such an exciting part about films. Witches of Eastwick has a crazy freaking story, but I will watch it again and again for the like crazy mansion he lives in, and they're like house by the sea, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so in.
But there's like so many little
my
things
God.
too that it's like each time you watch it, you like notice it. Yeah.
So true.
Just little details, girly.
Justice for the production designer and art deck and set deck.
Oh, changes everything.
I think even we learned that in our last one because this was our first time working.
I learned it on
with
mine too.
It was our first time working with a production designer. It was Evan Black, and he it was the details in his brain I hadn't even thought about. Yeah. I agree with that. I love a messy room and a little bit of grain.
Yes.
Feels like you can like feel it.
Yeah.
Totally.
warm.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a great hot take.
Yeah, that is good.
Take.
A tepid.
No
a hot take.
modern, all messy room.
Okay, I'll end this super quick because it's not gonna really need a lot of discussion. Okay, so my hot take is I really love John Wick. And everyone in the entire universe is gonna argue with me, but I'm gonna say this publicly here. I think John Wick 2 is the best in the franchise because there's no plot, but it's some of the most beautiful fight scenes I've ever seen, and like that's it. But like that's it, and everyone thinks it's not as good as the other. I wouldn't say bad, like just not as good as the other ones that also are semi lacking in plot as well. But this one, no point, just the fight scenes.
I mean, I think that's valid. That's your opinion.
Thank you.
That's-
You know what?
I
do
have
too.
fought this at many a party.
Really?
I'll go to bat for this.
I feel like we should just cut to the fight scenes right now.
Yeah.
Screen ourselves on. That's
Anyways,
valid. That's valid.
Glad everyone agrees here. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys so
you for
much
being
for
here.
coming on. This
So
was so much fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you
Can't wait to
guys.
see like where you guys are
Yes.
even in a year.
And where can everyone follow you?
Yes.
Yeah, on Instagram, it's SQ_film. On TikTok, it's SQ_film.
And then our personals.
Yeah.
Mine's just Reagan Yorke and
Jillian Smith.
Yay!
Thank you.
You can follow the podcast at Daddy Dailies Pod and our company at NYD Films. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Daddy Dailies is presented by Not Your Daddy's Films, a social impact organization dedicated to educating and empowering women and non-binary creatives in TV and film. If you like what you heard today, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a positive review. And if you want more Daddy episode insights and links to what we talked about, join us on Patreon/NYD Films. Daddy Dailies is produced in partnership with Robert Bailey and edited by Carly Tamarin, Vika Stubblebine, Claudia Restrepo, and Gracie Strauss. See you next time, Daddy.